Good morning. We discussed in the last class the counter operation, right? And basically how up counter and down counter is going to be work. And we have taken simple example, classroom, allowing 100 students into the class by using up counter, how you can control, that means how you can do close and open the door. And second example we have seen is using down counter. If you want to vacate 100 students from this room to outside, also we have seen and we have discussed but particular two examples in the last class, right? So in today's class we will see some more examples by using counter, along with counter using timer also. That means using combination of timer and counter also we will see some examples, right? So in the previous classes we have discussed the timer operation and we have discussed some instructions related to timer, right? Now and counter also in the last class. Now we'll see some more examples using this particular counter application. By using this counter, how you can write a programming for different application in industry, right? So other example we'll see, that is example number 2. We'll see now, right? So my intention is this one, right? I want to write a program for this particular operation using counter, right? So what is the particular application is means, right? So in industry we have a like this. In industry we have like this, right, conveyor belts, right? So this conveyor belt, main conveyor belt, through to this particular main conveyor belt we have a two sub conveyors here, from this side and from this side, right? From this side and this side two conveyor belts are there, right? uh, so whatever the things coming over this particular conveyor, sub conveyor 1, and whatever the things coming from this particular sub conveyor 2, both are adding together on the main conveyor, and these things are going to be moved like this, right? So now what, start this particular main conveyor by using some switch, master control switch, just on main conveyor, right? Then what will happen, conveyor belts are going to be moved from this side to that side, right? So here is what my intention is, my application is this one, right? So I want to stop this particular conveyor belt, right, after I received 6 events or 6 things from this particular subconveyor 1, and from this subconveyor 2 I want to receive 8 things or 8 devices, right? That means what, so whenever 6 from this way and whenever 8 from this way is entered into the main conveyor, stop main conveyor belt, right? Conveyor belt you need to stop after receiving 6 components or 6 events from the subconveyor 1 and 8 from subconveyor 2, right? That is our task now, right? So in industry, for example, here some Pepsi bottles are coming here like this, right? Some Maaza bottles are coming like this, right? After receiving 6 Pepsi bottles and 8 Maaza bottles to the main conveyor belt, stop conveyor belt, right? That is the application now, right? To perform this particular application, what are the things required, that means what are the sensors we required and what are the actuators we required, right? What are the actuators are we required for this particular small application, this is the small part of application in use process in industries, right? So we'll see for this particular small process, to control this process whatever we discussed now, right? So to control this process, see, we need one proximity sensor here, proximity sensor 1. What is the use of this proximity sensor? It is used to sense how many Pepsi bottles are moving through this subconveyor 1, right? In the similar way, you need here another switch, that is proximity switch number 2. It is used to sense how many Maaza bottles are moving over here through subconveyor 2, right? Whenever we reach 6 number here, whenever you reach 8 number here, then you stop main conveyor belt. Main conveyor belt is going to be controlled with one motor. Then you can say that this is the master control motor, or which is, if it is connected anyway, you are going to be connected with relay, which relay is going to be control the motor, or otherwise you can say that this is the motor which is going to be connected to the main conveyor, right? So this one you need to on and off using one switch, I am going to call it as a, this is the push button, and or otherwise you can say that master control switch, master control master control switch. So its function is what, depending upon the pushing and opening and closing condition of the particular push button, master control button, this one is going to be controlled, right? Master control, that means this main conveyor is going to be start, right? Whenever you push that particular button, main conveyor belt is going to be start, right? It is going to be stop after we reach 6 over here, 8 over here, right? So to sense 6 over here, we used one proximity sensor 1, and 8 over this way you use proximity sensor 2, right? So now this is the just placing of the sensors and actuators in the field for the required application, right? In the second case, what, this is the first case, right? Whenever you have some application in industry, first you sketch that particular application, what we want to do, right? Then in the second stage, what process you want to control, that means what application is exactly, right? For that application, right, how we need to place sensors and actuators in the field, that is the third point. The fourth point is we need to connect this particular sensors, placed sensors and actuators to the PLC module, right? So fifth point is you need to write a program for the dedicated task, right? Means what task you want to control. For that we need to write a program, right? So already you consider one process and you place sensors and actuators in this particular field, right? Now we need to connect that particular sensors and actuators to the, this is the process, or this is the application you want to control, right? Now we need to connect this particular connection diagram. Look at this particular connection diagram, right? Connection diagram, right? We need to connect this particular inputs and outputs to the PLC module. Same thing for every application, how we are going to be connecting sensors and actuators to the PLC input and output module. In the similar way, here also you need to connect. Once you connect, then only you come to know that to what terminal you connected input sensor and to what terminal you connected actuators. Based on that only you can write a program, right? You need to give this connected terminal address to the contacts in the PLC logic, right? For that we need to, first you need to connect this particular sensors and actuators, right? So you know already this is the input module, right? Input module is going to connect to the CPU, right? This CPU is going to be connected to the output module, right? So this one is the input module, this one is the output module, right? So anyway, same story, no need to discuss so many times, right? So consider any one terminal, right? Terminals, connect this particular switches and proximity sensors, right? So this is the push button 1, you are going to connect it, and this one is the proximity sensor 1, right? Proximity sensor 1, right? This one is going to be connected to the proximity sensor 2, right? All are going to be connected to the line voltage, right? So where line voltage is going to get from the power supply terminal of the input module, that's what you know, right? So to what terminal you connected push button, right? So it has a, for example, first terminal, it address is going to become 0.2 means it's the third terminal, right? In the similar way, I 0.4 for example, its address is I 0.6 for example, right? So in the similar way, here output is going to be connected, here motor is going to be connected, master control motor is going to be connected to some terminal I 0.3 for example, right? Here motor is going to be connected, right? So this is going to become the connection diagram. Remaining terminals are there, that is not our intention here. So to what terminal you connected sensors and actuators are here we need to consider, right? Its addresses, right? Where you connected here, push button 1 you connected, which is going to be connected to what address? I 0.2, right? So proximity sensor 1 you connected to what terminal? I 0.4, right? Proximity sensor 2 you connected to what terminal? 0.6, right? Output motor is going to be connected to what terminal? Q 0.3. These are the addresses for the input sensors, that means input switches, and to the actuators. Now we need to control. What process you want to control? Whenever on switch on that particular control push button to on this particular uh, uh, main conveyor belt, then check out whether 6 devices are coming from the through first this particular sub conveyor and 8 from this conveyor, then stop the motor, that is the application, right? For that application you need to write a program here. Now you need to write program PLC logic for this particular application, whatever the application, right? You know, this is positive rail is there, negative rail is there, right? These are the power supply rails to write a logic, PLC logic, right? So what? First, whenever switch push button is on, this particular output which is going to be motor should be on, right? That means what? Whenever this switch push button switch, its address is what? I 0.2. Whenever you push this particular button, what it need to be on? That motor should be on. Its address is where? Q 0.3, right? That address you need to give this to this particular relay coil. For this contact, this push button address is there. For example, its push button is in open condition, then what will happen? The bit corresponding to this particular input image block is going to be 0. If it is 0, normally open contact, what will happen? Open contact is going to become open contact only, it's not going to be closed. It's not energized, right? Input is 0 means it's not energized. That is the reason normally open contact is in open position only, not going to be closed, right? That is the reason this output is going to become 0. If it is 0 means motor is off condition only. So this conveyor belt is not going to be start moving, right? So for example, if push button is on here, what will happen? This is going to be activated. On means whenever this push button is on, this input is going to become line voltage. So that is the reason that is going to give high corresponding bit in the input image block is going to be high. So once it is high, the logic inside you are writing, this logic you are writing inside the RAM. That story is we discussed. Keep on, we are discussing same thing. So same way of thinking you need to do while writing the program for every application, right? Whenever it's activated, what will happen? Normally open contact is going to be closed, normal contact. If it is 1, then this 1 is going to be energized. This normally open contact is going to be closed. Once it is closed, what will happen? This is going to become high, output is going to become high. Once output is high, this motor is going to be on only. It's going to be rotate only. Now what? Check out whether 6 are coming this way or 8 are coming this way, right? So we need 2 counters here. This is the counter number 1, right? So another one we need another counter here, right? So this output we are going to get 1 and this output we are going to get another 1, right? So when what are internally we have counters, right? Preset value. So from 1, how many devices you want? That is the reason your preset value is 6, right? So here register is there, holding register for example 75, right? So here preset value is how much? It's 8, right? So it's the register we have, that is holding register something 0.76. 6, right? So when this particular internal registers need to be reset, right? Whenever you on this particular main convener, right? That means what? Whenever you on this main convener, this one is need to be reset. This is also reset, right? Reset, both are going to be reset. This holding register 0.075 is going to be 0, as well as holding register 0.76 also going to be 0, right? So that means whenever you on push button, you push, motor is this one is going to be, conveyor belt is going to be moving, as well as, so at the same time this counter is going to be reset, and that means holding register 0.75 is going to become 00. At the same time holding register 76 is also going to be become 00. This one is also going to become 00, right? At the same time motor need to be, right? So this one I 0.2, right? So now see here, for counter one, from where it's going to get input, from where, when it's going to be this count value, the value present in the holding register need to be incremented, right? For every input pulse coming from this, right? For every input pulse coming from this particular proximity sensor 1, which is going to be connected to the address I 0.4, right? I 0.4, right? For every one pulse, this value present in the holding register is keep on going to be incremented, in the similar way, this input, this pulse is going to be get, from the, this is from proximity sensor 1, this is going to get from the proximity sensor 2, right? From this one, proximity sensor 2, right? Its address is what? I 0.6, right? Its address is what? I 0.6, right? See, so both are going to be reset whenever the main master control relay is on, right? So going to be reset, holding registers are going to be reset, right? For every one pulse from the proximity sensor 1, the value present in the holding register 0.75 is keep on incrementing, right? So for every one pulse coming from the proximity sensor 2, the holding register value is going to be incremented here, right? So how counter is going to function, whether it's counter 1 or counter 2, right? For every one pulse coming from this particular input terminal, causes the value is going to be incremented to 1 1, like that, right? So see, whenever the value present in the this holding register is become 6, this is going to be high, this output address may be 0.1, right? It is going to be high. Whenever the holding register value is equal to the counter value, output is high. Up to that time it is low only, right? So this one is also what? This one, for every one pulse coming from the proximity sensor 2, right? The value present in the holding register 0.76 is going to be incremented. Once this value present in this holding register is equal to 8, this output is going to become high. Up to that time, this output is going to become 0 only. That is the basic counter function. Whenever the, for the up counter, whenever this value present in the holding register is keep on incrementing with input pulses, whenever 6 pulses you received from the proximity sensor 1, output is high. Up to that time it is 0 only, right? In the similar way, this whenever you reach 8, then only output is high. Up to that time that is 0 only, right? So once this is reached 6 and this is reached 8, right? We need to stop the motor, right? For that, here output, right? this one, see, start whenever this is high, this is going to be activated, right? You see, so that means its address we need to give q 0.1, this one q 0.2, right? Same thing address, this one is q 0.3, 0.3. See, whenever you start, right? Overall this is the PLC logic for this application. See, in this application, whenever you start push button, what will happen? Main conveyor is going to be on. At the same time, this is going to reset this particular application, right? So whenever reached its 6 and this way 8, motor is going to be stop, right? In the other way also you can write this particular program, right? So initially it is going to be in the off condition, motor is going to be in off condition, right? Then whenever it reaches 6 over this way and 8 over this way, on this particular motor, in if you consider this application, right, then you need to change little bit program, right here, right? So according to our example previously, it is going to be start whenever you push this particular button, then 6 over this way, 8 over this way, whenever you reach, this motor should be off, right? So like that, it's need to be controlled, this particular conveyor belt, right? Based on the application, you need to write a program, right? So this is the one example how you can control this particular conveyor belt based on the things you are coming over the subconveyor 1 and subconveyor 2, right? So this is the one example on this particular conveyor belt. That is, for that we need to write a program. Here it's entering, it's living, bottles are living, right? So for this application, we are going to be discuss the block which is going to be used for the both up and down counter, right? Combination counter, right? Up down counter, right? It's a upping, right? Whatever the number of devices are coming from this way, that is going to give up count. Here it's living is the down count, right? That is the reason both counts we need to be consider, entering and living count, right? For that we are going to be use up down counter in the same block. That application we will see now, right? So for checking out how many devices are getting from this side, is the one proximity sensor we need to place here, right? So here proximity sensor 2 is going to be check how many bottles are outing from that particular way, right? To on and off this particular main motor, we are going to have one proximity switch. This is the master control switch, this is the push button master control switch to control the motor which is going to be connected to the main conveyor, right? So that is the main conveyor motor, right? So this is the master control switch used to control on and off the particular motor. That means to on and off this particular conveyor belt, we need one motor, right, which is going to be connected to the conveyor belt, right? So here is net count, how many device. For example, here for example, any two water bottles are there, two or some 3 water bottles are there presently. So normally some 1 or 0 or 5, 4 or bottles are going to be present on this particular conveyor belt, right? So while entering, we have some number, we are going to add some number, and while leaving, it's leaving some number, right? So but net number you want to know after processing. Initially this is the thing, right? From this side bottles are entering, from this side bottles are leaving, right? So now in the middle, after some time, you want to know how many bottles are present on that particular conveyor belt. For that we need to write a program. Before that we need to look into the connection diagram, right? So connection diagram for this particular one, how it is going to be present, connection diagram, right? In the similar way, input module, right, connected to the CPU, right? It is going to be connected to the output module, right? So here is what it is going to be connected to the one push button to control the master 1, and another proximity sensor which is going to be connected to the other terminal, right? So another proximity sensor, all are connected to the line voltage. Line voltage is going to get from the power supply terminal of the input module, right? So in the similar way, output motor is going to be connected like this, which is going to be run the conveyor belt, right? Initially it is in the off condition only. Initially, maybe depending upon the application, right? So its addresses are required here. I 0.2 for example, I 0.3, I 0.4, right? Here Q 0.3 for example, you connected to that particular motor, right? Now you need to write a PLC logic for this particular application, or ladder logic programming for this particular application, right? So here you need to write how you need to control. Two rails are there. This one is the positive rail. This one is the negative rail. This one is the negative rail, right? This one is the negative rail. In between you need to write a program. Initially it's what condition? It's going to be present whenever push button is on, motor, conveyor motor should be on, right? So what is the address of the push button? Push button address is what? This one is the push button, right? This one is the proximity sensor 1, this one is the proximity sensor 2. What is the address of the push button? I 0.2 we need to give here 0.2, right? So after that, what we have to do? Output address is what? Q 0.3, right? Whenever you push this particular push button, what will happen? So corresponding bit in the input image block of the CPU is going to be high. Due to that, motor is going to be rotate, right? According to this particular rung execution. Whenever this is high, what will happen? Whenever it's high, it's going to be energized. Normally open contact is going to become closed, right? Then this particular motor is going to be run. Right? So conveyor belt is going to be start. Right? So if no push button is in open condition, the corresponding bit of this particular input image block is 0. That is the reason motor is going to be stopped. That means that conveyor belt is going to be in the off position. Right? So now we are using the counter block, which is going to be used for the both up counter and down counter. Up counting and down counter. Up counter and down counter, right? It may be address something, output 0.2. Input address is like this. Whenever you on the motor, on the conveyor belt, you need to reset. This particular one. That is the reason address is going to become same address, right? So this one is going to be used for the up count, right? This one is going to be used for the down count. Here see this for this counter, three terminals are there. One terminal to reset this particular counter, another terminal to up counting for purpose, another terminal is for the down counting purpose, right? Internally we have like this. This is the preset value, that means net count on the this particular conveyor belt, right? This holding register is going to be occupied, holding register for example 1 or 2, it's going to be occupied with, after up counting and down counting, resultant value is going to be stored here. So here output is not our intention. In this particular counter, combination counter, up down combination counter, this output is not our intention. This register is going to be reflect. This register value is going to be reflect, right? Net count means up count minus down count. That is, net count is going to be, this is the indicating type. You can see here, this is the indicator. This one is the indicator, right, to indicate the net count, right. So that means what? For every up counter, for every one pulse coming from this particular contact, for every one pulse to this particular contact, from where this count is going to get up count, from this particular proximity sensor 1. Proximity sensor 1 is going to be connected to what terminal? I 0.3. So that address you need to give here, I 0.3, right. So down counter contact is going to be connected, sorry, down counter where you are getting here, from proximity sensor 2. Proximity sensor 2 is going to be connected to what terminal? Right, I 0.4, right. That is the reason here you need to give address I 0.4, right. So for this every one count, for every one pulse, what will happen? It is going to be, for every one pulse to this particular contact is used to increase the value present in this particular reset value, 0 value, like this, right. For every down counter is going to be decrement that particular value, right. So at the end, right, you are going to you can see always this is the difference between the up count and down count. That is the net count going to be present on this particular conveyor belt. This is preset value is 3 according to this example. Preset value is going to be set the value with what is the number of bottles present on this particular conveyor belt initially, initial value. This preset value you are setting with, you can see here how many number, for example, one bridge is there, right. People are moving over bridge, right. So now initially you can see, right, you can say for example 4 members are there. That is the preset value, right. Then you are going to be count like this, how many entering and how many leaving, right. So both are going to be differentiate, right. Initial count is going to be occupied with this particular value initially, then it's adding and subtracting from the down counter. So net count you are going to be sense, or you can see here in this particular register, holding register 1 or 2. Like this up down counter is going to be, you can use, this is, see this block, this is the up count, up and down counter, right. So normally up to now, up counter and down counter, for up counter and down counter, right, we have only 2 terminals. One is the reset terminal, another one is which is giving pulses to up count or down count. So up count and down count only differentiation is here indication, right. So this one is the combination of up and down counter, right. It has a 3 terminals, one terminal for the up counting, another terminal for the down counting, right. So like that, this is the one example for the counter application, right. So we'll see other example now. Using both timer and counter, right, which is going to be used applications where both timer and counter are required.